Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
We're doing commentary on the case. Dati mihi Anglican police service Latino.
Is that correct?
Oh, for crumb's sake. I didn't ask you to interrupt me.
Welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. How's your lunch, everybody? Just checking in. Everybody do okay? You're fat and happy now, as I am. Had some egg rolls or spring rolls. I don't know. They were frozen. I put them in the microwave and I ate them with soy sauce. Whatever those are. I think they're Chinese or tend to be. All right. We are just getting back in the swing of things here. Just 1 second. Let's get. Forgot to put this back where it goes. There we go. Were they fried? Probably fried once, then frozen, then microwaved. I think is how it went. Fried, frozen, then microwaved. They were delicious. Of course, we talked about car repairs, so Mrs. R.A. right now is going to pick up our car to see if it passed inspection and if they'll let us drive it for another year. So fingers crossed that they did actually call me. I took the call during the show before lunch, and they said, yeah, we've got your car. We rolled down the window on the driver's side, and it will not go back up. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's a feature. It's an aftermarket feature. We've got a little routine we do. It involves duct tape and sliding it down the window and pulling, and it will roll up eventually. It's just you have to know the trick. Because, fun fact as well, we bought the replacement part for this window actuator motor, whatever the thing is, probably 2 years ago. It's still sitting in that very car. We have just not replaced it. So we've got the motor. It's still in the box as it arrived. I just haven't found the time. Did you pay for 4 new tires for Mrs. R.A.? I pay for 4 new tires for Mrs. R.A. often. We'll get to it. It's on the list. It's on the list. We'll get to it eventually. Congratulations, Kim. It looks like you won. You won 1,000 points on the slot machine here this afternoon, I guess. It's all good. All right. Ooh, they're back. Maybe we're gonna find out if it passed or if we have to get a new car. How's the lawnmower doing? My kids filled it up with gas from the tank that had been out in the rain, and I think it's full of water because it will turn over. And it was running up until it ran out of gas. And then they filled it up with gas and no Sparky. No, so it doesn't work right now. Thanks for bringing that up. Now that might ruin it. Yeah. I don't know who was first in chat today. Does anybody want to fess up to being first here? Was it Kim? Was it Greeners? So you're saying that some things do take longer than a bathroom to remodel? Yes. Can I gift my points? It said you were number 1 with the points. Oh, that's different. Oh, OG Wendy. I think you were. Well, Kim says it was me. OG Wendy, are you lying to me? You know you're all under oath, right? All right, congratulations, Kim R. I think Wendy. I'm just not sure. I'm not feeling it. Fight. Just the mods cheering on the carnage in chat. This is great. Great start. It's going to be a great day. Kim, we're going to say it's yours. If you need some help, Wendy's there to Wendy's there to help. It was absolutely me, says Wendy. Here's what I will say. You can appear to be first on your screen, but there's a master screen where you go to live chat, and it will sort, and it will actually determine down to the milliseconds. So you might actually show up first on your screen before it updates that someone else has spoken. So that's what it is. We'll do co-owners. Wendy and Kim, you're both sentenced to internet ownership for the rest of the day. Congratulations. Apple Treasure's like, can I have a part of this? It only works with 2. There's no 3-way ties here. All right, congratulations to y'all. That's going to be good. Emily Aarons, love to lurk while I work. Hey, that rhymed. Happy to be here with y'all, even though I can't participate much. 16 months, Emily. That is awesome. That is nothing to laugh at. Thank you for your support, and hopefully we can help work go a little faster. Let's see. That has happened to me so many times, says Red Pen. I see I'm first, and it's always greeners. Yep. Leave this on the front seat for the car inspector. It's a little fiber. Maybe that'll help grease the wheels of the inspection process. We actually called and said we need the inspections and emissions done on our vehicle because it needs to get registered. And they're like, we don't do emissions. We're like, do you know anybody who does? And they said, where are you getting it registered? We said Pitt County because we're in Pitt County, North Carolina. And they're like, maybe I'm not clear. Pitt County doesn't do emissions. We're like, oh, sorry, we forgot. Yeah, it was inspection only. Great. We don't care about the environment so much as just whether or not the car is fit for driving. All right. We used to leave a bottle of Jack Daniels in the 20. That would do it. I used to have a guy, right? A shop where I could take my car and it would pass. Like if you could like have to tow the thing in there, okay? Because it just wasn't running yet, and you'd get a clean bill of health coming out of there. It was great. All right, let's get ready to go back to court because we are about there. Let's see. You're both winners. All right. Oh, gee, Wendy, careful, dial it back a little bit. Y'all, you both win. I've got super chats to catch up on. I do. Hang on just one second. I missed a couple from the beginning. Kelly H., thank you very much for gifting a membership to kick off this live stream. Kimar, securing her #1 position in chat, or attempting to, gives a super sticker. Thank you, Kim, for your generosity. Kelly H. also brings in the Winky super sticker. Emily Aarons, member for 16 months, thank you. And, of course, Greeners with the tip on bribing my vehicle inspection dude. I'm pretty sure that's a crime in most jurisdictions. We are about to return to court where we anticipate continuing to hear more about an interview that occurred with the defendant, Mr. Kassotis. Nicholas Kassotis, where he, as a lawyer, as a prosecutor, an experienced prosecutor, was read his Miranda rights and asked if he wanted to continue speaking without a lawyer. And he's like, yeah, I will. Yep, that's me. And he didn't stop talking from then on. He's just going on. He's spilling everything, and it's terrible because everything seems to be a lie. And it just gets better and better. We have 44 mentions now. This morning, we started with 8. We have 44. We probably could safely add another 20 to that for the other he's and hims that we did not count until we realized that they were speaking in code about Jim. We're counting he, him, Jim, and Jim McIntyre's as something that counts towards the counter now. So we're going to get to 100 for sure, maybe by today. But it's going to be good. Virginia Little, thank you very much for the super sticker. Love it. He wants to hear his own voice. He thinks he's the smartest person in the room. He doesn't like hearing his own voice lying, though. He's shrinking when he hears it. Like his neck is getting shorter and shorter. He's like sucking his head down into his shoulders. He's hiding behind a monitor, and his eyes are looking for the exit every which way. You're going to see this if this continues. And the lying continues. So, Mr. Sanders said he talked for 2 hours in his in his first interview. Was the second one video recorded, though? Did I make that? Did I dream that? It might have been a dream that his second interview was video recorded. Can't imagine what his parents are thinking. I know what they're thinking. They're thinking, if I ever get my hands on Jim, so help me, I'm going to... I think they buy it. I think they bought his story, and they're believing the Jim thing. Please let it be a dream. Oh, yeah. All right. You missed slots? No, I think slots are still going on as we wait for court to start. Are Mindy's parents still in the courtroom? I don't know. I know her friend is there, and ex-wife of the defendant is there. Both are sitting what appears to be on the defense side. I'm not sure if they like divided into sides on this one or not, or if that's just what was convenient. But let's see. I think Kim just won. Kim's winning. People are winning. It's impressive. His dad was chief of police in a small town. Let me check. We were going to do some homework here. See if the mods were able to find something. Let's see. Just looking to see if... Oh, there's a whole bunch of things. There's a whole bunch of messages to me. Hang on one second. Trying to answer some questions, sorry. All right, I think we're ready. All caught up. Sorry. I'm here now. I'll focus. Let's see. The story about the OBGYN that does house calls and house call sonograms. Yeah. At least he had a doctor's bag, and I think he wore the little headphone things. So, you've got to believe him. If there was an author in Courtroom to write a true crime story that nobody would believe happened in real life, yeah, if only. Let's see. Milwaukee Brewers swept your Atlanta Braves. Hey, right now I'm a huge Brewers fan. Go Brewers. All the way. Will this get me to 20,000 points? Yes, it did. Kim, your test is working. We have a side bet with Ayden regarding the Brewers and if they win the World Series, which is a long shot, I believe. But if they win the World Series, then the channel benefits greatly financially. So I'm a Brewers fan for that reason. Let's see. I did a swab test during lunch and it came back positive that Nick/Jim is a liar. I believe it. No photo evidence needed. Those swabs are accurate. Let's see. Andrew C., member for 27 months. Happy Friday, OG. Andrew, thank you very much. Appreciate your long-term support of the channel. Let's see. I wouldn't make a personality guess without doing tests on him. With him, he could have multiple problems. Sociopaths are on a continuum. Lots of people on the spectrum. Yeah, I'm not going to try to diagnose him at all, other than say something's not right. Alexis, thank you for the link. Let's see what this is. Oh, cool. That's about family. I'm going to keep this off because he's obviously not. It's an article about the brother who's a police chief or a police officer. All right. Just swept 2 teams on the road trip. Who does that? Hopefully the next World Series winners. Wonder if the third wife will testify. The third wife did, Heather. That was the one we just heard from, the lady in black, the fellow horror genre writer, published writer. We did hear from her just before this current witness that we're on right now. The first wife, I don't know. I imagine she is happy to be rid of him. She probably doesn't have any communication with him of substance that was pertinent in this time period. And so I doubt they would call her just to say that he told stories then. You're probably going to get an objection for relevance on bringing her in. So I don't think we'll see wife number 1. Maggie, don't say that. Don't say that. That breaks my heart. What was the third wife's pen name? She did not actually have one. She wrote under her original name, like her full name, which I believe was Samantha Kolesnik, Kolesnik. And she has, she's got like 8 reviews on some of her books. She's got a lot of short stories that were included in larger publications. She's got some of those. Oh, this is about Wayne the dad? I thought it was the son. Okay. First wife could potentially testify as to the money he owed her. I don't think they'll get far into that story, though, because it digs into the divorce. And if anything comes out about the divorce or things that were bad in the marriage or something, that's going to be more prejudicial than probative. I just don't think they're going to venture in that area. All right. These points are going nuts. You just won like 4,000 points. The current point leader only has 20,000. And Nick just won a bunch. I assume some of you are losing as well, because it only shows the winners in chat. Greeners. Points don't translate into that marketplace. All right. Did the dad really hit him with the bat, or is that made up? I think it's made up. We're going to let Greeners just take a couple deep breaths of fresh air for about a minute, and then he can come back. We love Greeners. Just sometimes he needs a little gentle guidance. His Lancaster County mugshot makes him look way different. He does. He's lost a ton of weight while he's been incarcerated. Two questions. How did he convince her she was pregnant? And did he really owe first wife millions? 1.5 million, yes, that part's true. How did he convince his second wife that she was pregnant? That we don't know, because we only have his story to base it off of. And the parents have some of Mandy's words. You know, she told them some things, but we don't know what he told Mandy to get Mandy to tell the parents that. So it's an area we probably just will never get an answer on. I think Mrs. R.A. has gone straight to the store. Okay. I missed some. Do we know that he convinced her that she was pregnant? Maggie, we don't. All we know is that she told people she was. And whether or not she knew that she was lying is yet to be determined. But if the story is true, Nick says that he knew it was a lie that she was pregnant and that they were supposed to continue just telling people they were for their own safety because, you know, Jim, the security team, it's a security issue. How did he owe his first wife so much? He told her that he had a big settlement coming in, a bunch of money coming his way. And then she told the judge, and the judge says, well, half of that's yours. So that's how that works. So a lie can get you in a lot of trouble. Let's see. We have free points on the system on our little chat here. We play this game when court is not in session. It gives you points for just being here. It gives you points for super chats and being first in chat and all sorts of different things. Basically, interacting with the channel gives you points. I think it gives you points for liking the channel. But anyway, the points can be used in a virtual slot machine, which either just makes them disappear or gives you more points. And I think those are the only two possible outcomes. But so far, that's the only thing the points are good for. We're a Recovery Addict channel just sitting here blowing our points, gambling. Yeah, that's how it is. Can they prove the security team emails were from Nick's computer? We haven't got that far. We haven't got to the forensics team that went over the devices. Did Mindy file for divorce? I don't think she did. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, the proper way to use the slots command, which you can only do once every minute, is to say ! slots space and then the number, at least 250 of points that you want to stick in the virtual slot machine. And then either if nothing happens, you didn't win, but if you get a response like this, then you win. How to get to the slots? First you have to check your points by typing exclamation point points like this. As long as you have 250 points, that's enough to play the slots, and then you can choose how many of those points to play in the slots. But just know that you probably will lose, because that's how gambling works. Got a hot mic. And there's another, just a little rule. We turn the slot machines off when court begins. So that way it doesn't interrupt the conversation about the actual happenings of the case that we're all here to watch.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Not sure if we're waiting for the judge or for the jury. Sounds like the jury. All right. Last call. Here we go. Okay, let's.
All right,
let's calm down
everyone,
with the
please be
slots now.
seated. You may continue with the audio presentation.
Your Honor, I'm going to commence exactly where we left.
All right, thank you.
Pick it up where we left off. Thank you, Kelly H.
Where did you get it from?
J.C. Lewis, maybe?
Okay. And I guess the big question, how do you pay for it?
So at this point, I had received a sum of money that Jim had told me that he was helping procure.
And how did you receive that money from Jim? Was it cash?
No, it was wired. It was wired to my bank account.
Okay. So you just wired the money to J.C. Lewis?
I actually took like an Uber out there, got a cashier's check, and then brought it to them.
Okay. All right. So you got that. She wanted you to pack up everything.
Yeah, and then either Monday or Tuesday, I'm a little unclear which. I woke up to a message saying, actually, take 2 Tupperwares. So we had most of our stuff. We had a couple of large duffel bags, and then we had a lot of the is Tupperware the right word? I feel like that's for food.
Plastic.
Yeah, like plastic, like a ready-made, like those things. I woke up to that. So I woke up to saying like pack 2 of those in one. Put some clothes of mine, extra toiletries for me, things that I would need for like a week or 2, basically. And in hers, she wanted something similar. She wanted some clothes, some dresses, some sweaters, toiletries, books.
And this is her signaling you this?
Yes.
Okay.
Like her Kindle, like some books, she had those like adult coloring books. Her medicine, and last week I had picked up a new prescription for Synthroid, so she asked that I put that in there, and said that I was going to meet somebody, I was going to get a call from somebody, and he would tell me where to drop those off, and that that they would be with her so that she could use them, and then we would have them. So I did that.
When you say you did that, you just got the containers ready? Or?
I got the containers ready. A man called me, said, "Hey, can you come drop these off?"
And you didn't know who that was?
I didn't know who he was. I assumed he worked with the clinic. He said he understood that we were worried. Would I turn off my phones and use a GP, like an old school GPS unit that we had?
Okay.
I said yes. He gave me the coordinates. It was kind of in the middle of nowhere, but
Do you remember where it was at?
I don't. It was a little outside Savannah, but I don't know much about it. I dropped off the containers with him.
Do you remember if it was on a paved road or a dirt road?
I think it was. I think there was dirt. I don't know if that was just the driveway though. I don't know. It was.
And describe him to me.
A little shorter than me, probably 6 feet tall. Youngish, like in his probably early 30s. Curly red hair.
Okay.
Fairly close cropped.
6 foot tall, curly red hair.
I dropped it off. I asked if he needed anything else from me. He said no.
And so you said curly red hair with white name?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, sorry, white male.
What vehicle was he driving?
I don't know. So I went to a house that I thought was his.
A house on a dirt road, and you just had coordinates.
Yes.
You didn't have an address.
I did not have an address. He said it was a little hard to find with an address on GPS.
Okay. So you dropped those off.
Dropped those off. I spoke to. I drove back. I spoke to Jim. I said,
Roughly how long did you think you had to travel to get there?
I'm not really sure. I
mean, you took some paved roads naturally from where you went.
30, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes? I'm not really sure where he was.
30 to 45 minutes. Was it daytime or night?
It was daytime.
Okay.
It was early in the day. I came back.
When you say early in the day?
Yeah.
What's early? Like, is early to be 4 a.m.?
No, not that early.
So it had been
probably 9, 10 in the morning, something like that.
Okay.
I got back and I spoke to Jim, and I said, I felt that again I was in a bad situation, saying that, not saying that Mindy was elsewhere.
But you didn't ask when you dropped the containers off to see her.
No, but my understanding was that was just some guy's house, like
okay.
that was not where she was.
Okay. And that this guy was supposed to deliver the bins to.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
What did the bins look like? You said like a ring, maybe what? You know what color they were?
I think one was gray and one was black, but I'm not really sure.
Okay.
We went through, we were moving around for a couple of years. We went through a lot of bins.
So that's kind of, you used those bins usually and moved around.
Yeah.
That's how you moved. Yeah.
We had some clear ones at one point that just seemed to shatter.
And when you say that y'all have these bins or tubs or Tupperware, whatever, how many are we talking? Are you like 15, 20?
No, not that many.
How many would y'all normally have? Because I understand y'all have to move quickly.
Yeah, 8 to 10 of them, and then like
But when you were in Hilton Head, you had how many?
We didn't have anywhere to put anything except for there, so they were kept in Frank's garage. Okay. It's one of those houses that's got the ground level is just a garage, and it's got the living level is the building that floats. Yeah, it's only that floats.
All right, so 8 to 10 would be a common.
I think
just to throw them in the move. Okay.
Yeah.
But when we bring them, and did they have lids on them?
Yes, yeah. All of our beds had lids. Had lids. Sorry.
Okay. So you carried stuff out of there. You dropped it off to him.
Dropped it off to him.
You don't remember like how you traveled there? Like did you take the interstate?
I'm not sure.
Some paved, some dirt.
Yeah. No. I mean, I didn't go out much while I was in Savannah.
Okay.
Like just to get.
But he was on a long dirt driveway?
I believe so, yes.
Describe the house to me.
It was brown with yellow trim.
Okay.
Not a huge house or anything, but
Just a normal house?
Yeah. Kind of like I don't know the house terms that you call that, like a rambler or something.
Okay. So new vehicles?
Not that I recall.
Okay. All right, and were you alone then, or?
Yeah. He came outside. I unloaded them right off the ground. He said he would take them in. I asked if he needed help. He said no.
Was Rusty with you?
No, he was not. Okay. Rusty was back at the house.
Okay. All right, and then what happened?
I drove back. I had that morning. I had talked to Jim before I left, saying that I was uncomfortable with Mindy's parents not knowing that she was at the hospital. And he said, before I left, to say that I was going to, or before they left, they were leaving for work, to say that I was going to bring her to to the doctor, and then to say that she was there. He said that he understood it was longer than expected, but like even when she's on bed rest, like we could all, it's not a huge house, but we could all hear her like on the phone. Like I felt like I was.
But it wasn't, when you say hospital, it wasn't traditional.
It wasn't a traditional hospital, yeah.
So you told them that she was at the hospital?
No, so that morning I told them that I was going to bring her per his instructions. And then this is either Monday or Tuesday after Thanksgiving. And then I came back. I talked to Jim again. He said to say that she's going to be there for a handful of days. That we were on the last steps of finding a place for them. We were all I was probably going to be picking her up and departing almost immediately. And that we were going to get them, into a place.
Okay. So basically, you told them that y'all were separating, but y'all would take care of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember what day Betsy and Frank came back?
They came back Sunday.
They came back Sunday?
Yeah.
And other than this trip you took to drop off the containers, did you go anywhere else that you recall?
Not that I recall. I might have run out to the store or something, but I don't really remember. I got a message asking to pick up a couple things, but I forget.
Do you know what those things were?
It's like a sweatshirt. I forget what else. But I think it was pretty quick. Like I was running up just to get something at Publix or CVS, which was within a I mean I could have walked there in probably 10 minutes. But
where did you normally shop?
The judge is asleep.
Like their food. Mm-hmm. There's a Publix not far from there.
He's out.
We got delivery from there for quite a while, but
yeah, because a lot of people changed only.
Yeah. But then when Wayne showed up, we were told that I should go out and get rather than it being like another company that knows where that we're still getting food delivered there.
Another avenue for him to use to find.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you dropped the containers off.
Dropped the containers off either Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
I continued talking with Mindy.
Said her name.
Through Wednesday.
You said your phones were off and you used the GPS. You know what that GPS is now?
I believe it was burned with the rest of my car about a month and a half ago.
So you continue talking to her up till Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday. Just messaging back and forth. She said she was feeling better, and Thursday morning I got a call from somebody saying, could I come pick her up that sometime that afternoon. I forget exactly what time.
Okay.
I was given an address in Savannah. I don't recall exactly where it was. I drove out there that afternoon. It was a brick building. Somebody was waiting outside and brought me into, like an office and said that Mindy had passed away.
Okay. You said it was a brick building?
Yeah.
How far away from the house was it?
I think within 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
But I think it was driving through like some neighborhoods, like it wasn't like quick going.
So they brought you in. Did you talk to the doctor or?
I talked to a doctor. I was wearing a white coat.
So white coat.
An older man. Not anybody I had seen before.
And they said she passed from what?
At that point, he said that she just passed away very suddenly, and that they thought it might have been her heart, but they weren't sure.
Okay.
I went back to the house and told Betsy and Frank.
Can you give me, you said you had the address. There's a landmarks in Savannah that are pretty specific. Do you know where the Globe's at?
No.
You've never seen the Globe?
I don't think I've ever seen the Globe.
You mentioned the hospital. Did y'all were near the hospital?
Yeah, we were near a hospital.
So you traveled, you said 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you remember any other, like, you said it's in a residential area? And it was...
Yeah, I was driving through, like, residential areas.
Residential areas to get there.
Yeah.
The building was like an office building?
Yeah, it appeared to be...
So it was a good business?
Like a one level, yeah. Like
so one level. Was there a sign out front?
Not that I recall, but there might have been. I don't know.
What about parking lot? Was it more like
almost more like a strip mall? Like there was parking like right in front. Like I pulled in and
You remember any of the stores that were in the strip mall?
No.
Okay. Okay. Do you remember passing anything going by there?
At one point, I drove through a neighborhood that had like larger, nicer houses. I remember that.
Hospital
I've seen the park in Savannah like once, the famous park, but I didn't see it. I didn't see it the entire time I was there.
So at some point, would you be willing to ride with us and attempt to show us the house?
Yeah.
Or show us the location again and find it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because you understand you'll have like an extradition here and you know all about that.
I believe I've already requested to waive it.
You waived your extradition. Okay. So at some point, you'll be coming back, and that's what I was just making sure you'd be willing to talk to us to try to figure out where that location is.
Yes, absolutely.
So you have signed the paperwork to waive extradition?
Yeah, but somebody gave it to me when they checked me in here.
How quick? Usually they, it takes a few days.
No,
They're ready to get rid of you. I thought you seemed like a pretty nice guy to me.
Thank you.
Get it down. Okay, but at some point you'll be able to work with us to show us where you think that house is.
Yeah.
Okay. Or a business.
Yeah.
Can you describe it any further?
And then, I pulled in, I was,
You said somebody came out?
Yeah, so somebody came out of, there were glass doors, he came out, as I pulled in and, brought me right in.
And did they carry you into like a lobby, or did they carry you into a room?
I believe there was like a lobby to the left, and then he brought me like into a different like office. But
okay. Wow.
Because doctors meet you in the parking lot when you show up.
She passed away.
Yeah.
And what did you do then?
I yelled and sobbed.
Okay.
I mean, I was a wreck. He had some paperwork that he had me sign.
Did they give you a copy of that?
No.
Okay. And what was the paperwork?
He said it was just releasing her remains and releasing her medical records so that so that I could have those. He said that he was going to that he was awaiting an autopsy, and that I would be contacted with the results of that.
Okay. And the other day?
I drove back to the house and told Betsy and Frank.
Okay. And the other day?
I don't really recall the rest of that evening.
All right, and that evening, but what did you do next?
The next day, I got a call saying that the autopsy had been completed and that she had a stroke, and possibly brought on, by some combination of the high blood pressure and what they said appeared to be COVID-related heart damage.
Okay.
A stroke caused by heart damage?
I don't know. I was. I wanted to be gone as quickly as possible. I didn't want to be in the house anymore. I think sometime early the next week I got her parents into an apartment in Hilton Head.
Okay. So early the next week?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So you drove them to Hilton Head?
Yeah. They packed up their car. I packed up my car with their stuff. We went to a storage unit and their storage unit.
Okay.
They have one right in Hilton Head, and then to the apartment. I moved them in.
Okay.
I went back, I packed up my stuff. I believe I left that night. I drove to Jacksonville to get mail. I had mail there that couldn't be shipped. So I did
Mail that couldn't be shipped.
It had alcohol in it. A friend had shipped me some beer, but they did it the right way, via UPS. And
so you picked up some mail in Jacksonville.
Yep. Somebody contacted me and said that they had cremated her body. I was extremely upset. I thought that I was going to need to make a decision on where she was sent.
You know who that person was?
No. He said that the fee was $5,000 payable in cash.
Okay. Did you pay that?
I did. I met him the next day in Montgomery. I withdrew $5,000 in cash and
Montgomery,
Alabama.
Okay.
I believe Montgomery.
And how much? He stopped out of cash and described him to me.
He was. I saw him kind of very briefly.
White male, black male.
White male, dark hair, average builds, average height, probably 5'8" to 5'10". I gave him the money. He gave me a bag with her ashes in it. I had ordered I had overnighted myself an urn,
like a Ziploc.
So I had something to put it in.
And where's her ashes now?
I scattered them at Havre de Grace.
Okay.
The Chesapeake was one of her favorite places, and it's considered the mouth of the Chesapeake. I scattered the ashes there, and I dropped our.
Where did you said you paid $5,000 cash? Where did you meet him at?
I met him right in downtown. I believe it was Montgomery. It's whichever one of Birmingham and Montgomery is further north.
He says he dropped their wedding rings.
You mean you are meeting Winkies, or where did you meet?
Yeah, he gave me a street address and just on the side of the road.
Okay, so you met side of the road.
Yeah.
And he got the ashes.
Yeah.
How were they packaged?
They were in a thick, clear plastic bag with then a kind of nicer velvet bag around them.
Okay. What was the driver?
I think an older white SUV, but I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
That's what sticks in my mind.
But he called and provided you with the address to meet side of the road.
He called.
But you don't remember the address or anything around?
No. I remember it wasn't. It was kind of in down. This is my first time in Alabama. I've been connecting, but it seemed like kind of like the downtown area.
What else did he give you?
He didn't give me anything else. So he gave me that. I gave him the money.
Did you ever inquire about a death certificate?
No, I did not. No, I should have.
Yeah, should have thought of that.
Okay. And then what happened?
I drove to St. Louis per Jim's instructions.
Had you told him that she had passed away? That he passed?
Yes, I had.
What did you tell that she had passed? And then mother and father?
Mother and father, they told her brothers, her best friend.
Who's that?
Angela Wynn.
Okay.
A former co-worker of hers, Elizabeth Seeger.
Okay. You said best friend. Who was that?
Angela Wynn.
I didn't write that down fast enough.
That's okay. Yeah, W-Y-N-N.
Okay.
Angela Elizabeth. Her prior boss, Joe West, he was kind of hard to get in touch with.
Joe West.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else? Her friend DJ, I forget, David John, I think is his name. Okay.
Or David, I don't know.
David something?
Yeah.
Okay.
And her friend Anisha, I forget Anisha's last name. Well, Pryor.
Okay. Okay. And so then, after you left Montgomery, you said you went to
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Yep.
What did you do in St. Louis?
Filed for a legal change of name.
Okay.
No, he was already indicted by a grand jury. We read the indictment at the beginning of the trial.
And what did you change your name to?
Nicholas Killian James Stark.
And that's what we put on the form, okay? Okay.
We picked out that last name together. We had been given a list of choices from Jim,
Okay.
what he thought were fairly anonymous, one-syllable names, and
How can I get in touch with Jim?
I don't know.
Okay. How would you get in touch with Jim?
He would message me daily, and I would respond. His number would change, and then I would just switch to the new number.
I mean, because you said you changed phones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when you get out, how are you going to get in touch with Jim, I guess?
I don't know. I haven't been in touch with him for...
Okay. He'd have to find you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you said at first that he told me that he was an FBI agent?
Yeah. Yeah, we had both filed online reports about things, and then he showed up at the house.
Alright, so you're St. Louis, you've changed your name. Where'd you go from there?
From there, I went to Pennsylvania to see a friend.
Okay.
And then I went to...
And who's that friend?
Sam Kolesnik.
I think I'm going to last name.
K-O-L.
K-O-L.
That's Samantha. That's his wife.
Okay.
Now my wife.
Okay, alright.
Pretty quick thing.
Yeah.
And you said it was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Had you and her had an online relationship for quite a while?
No.
Okay. When did you meet Sam?
We started talking kind of that fall.
The fall of
2020.
2020.
No, sorry, 2022.
Fall of 2022. So you and Mindy were still together?
Yep.
Okay. How did y'all meet?
Twitter.
Okay. Okay. And so then you kind of, the relationship developed then?
Yeah. Yep. I went to Charlottesville to see some friends. We still kind of lived in that area.
Okay. And what happened then?
Jim told me to move to Middleton.
Okay. So when did you get married?
April 21st.
Okay. So you married Sam. Okay. And Jim said move where?
To Wilmington.
Okay.
Was Jim your best
In
man?
Wilmington, North Carolina?
Delaware.
Okay. And did you?
Yes, it did.
Okay. And then where did you move?
Then I was there for a little over 2 months, and then I moved to Pennsylvania, Lancaster area.
You mentioned earlier that your car had burned.
Yeah, so two things happened,
Okay.
which led me to stop talking to Betsy and Frank. We had a conversation, and I had mentioned that I was in Wilmington, and several nights later, I was unpacking some things into the place I was staying. This was in February. And came down, and somebody was in the car. Grabbed a backpack with 2 computers and a phone in it, and took off.
So 2 computers and a phone.
Yeah.
And so they were stolen when?
February of this year, 2023.
Okay. And did you report those stolen?
I did not.
Okay.
I spoke to Jim. He said that he felt it was very suspicious that this had happened. Right after I had told Betsy and Frank where I was, and that he was going to take some time to look through, to look into the situation.
Okay.
Just over a month later, I was driving and my car started acting funny and then burst into flames.
How long had you been driving that day? It's like it immediately started up and drove it and burned up?
No, an hour or two.
Okay.
I was coming down a hill to make a turn. It felt like it was a little harder to steer than it should have been. I felt something a little strange. I smelled something a little strange.
Okay.
That at that point I wasn't sure what it was. Around here you get a lot of farm smell, so that's not unusual. I stopped at a point where it seemed fairly, straight in both directions. It was kind of a windy road. There wasn't a shoulder, and realized there was smoke in the car.
Okay.
I got out. I crossed over, so I was out of traffic, and realized that my phone was on the passenger seat.
Okay.
I opened the passenger door and fire kind of came out right at me. I hit my head on a tree. I had some burns.
Did you get your phone?
I did get my phone.
Okay. Did you hit your head on the tree and it had some burns?
Yeah, I burned. I don't know if you can still tell or not. I don't have the hair. This eyebrow. I lost a lot of hair on the side of the head. I had some face and neck burns.
And you just told me that I don't want to face now, but that would have been when?
This was March 20th.
Okay, March 20th.
You left the $800,000 cashier's check.
Did you call the fire department or were you?
I did. I called 911. I didn't know where I was. I had to find a cross street. Police and fire department came out and paramedics. And then we went to the emergency room later that day and the nurses were really upset. They said that I had burned hair inside my nostrils. Mm-hmm. That's a sign that fire has come down the throat. And
okay.
So I have not. I don't know what caused the fire. It was in the same area that the bag was stolen from, which is something that raised my suspicion, but at the same time, that last year's Ford Explorers had some fire issues. So
those Ford Explorers?
Yeah, they had multiple recalls for
was it fire in the engine compartment?
Yeah.
Okay.
The gentleman who towed it, I went out to look at it, and it appeared to be. He said it appeared to have started in the passenger side of the engine block, but he couldn't be sure.
The driver said passenger side of the engine block.
Yeah. So I've,
What did your insurance company say?
The insurance company seems to think it was mechanical and not tied to that. They just asked at the end of last week for the title so that they could close it out. So that it might not be related at all.
So you haven't got a check yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's taken a while.
What company is it?
Cure? Who? Cure? C-U-R-E? It's a small regional company.
Okay. You might want to change insurance.
Yeah, no, that's I've been told.
Do you remember how much you paid for it?
43, 44.
Okay. You'll probably get like 20.
They said 38. I was actually surprised. Yeah, I was very surprised. Yeah, so shortly after the fire, my friend Cameron Nelson reached out and said that Betsy had called her and said that she had been told I died in an accident.
And what did Cameron tell her?
So Cameron at this point had not and I had not spoken in a little while. Cameron said that she had not heard from me. She said that Betsy asked if she knew where my will or trust may have been drawn up, and Cameron said she did not know, and
did you ever call him and tell him you were alive?
I did not. I was a little concerned about where I spoke with Jim. Probably one of the last times we spoke, and I said, why do they think I'm dead? And he said that he had not had any contact with them, and that he didn't know. He didn't know where that had come from. And that he would recommend not contacting them.
When's the last time you talked to Jim?
Last time I talked to Jim was probably sometime that week, the last week of March.
Okay.
Maybe the following week, maybe the first week of April.
Okay, and when's the last time you physically saw him?
Last time I physically saw him was, I think, the first week I got to Middleton. He showed up.
Okay. And when was that?
It was the week between Christmas and New Year's.
What's the last phone you used to contact Jim with? Do you still have it?
I do still have it, though it doesn't still have service on it.
Okay. So if we needed a number for Jim, we could get it off that phone.
I think so, yeah. It should still be in the signal there.
But did he only communicate you through Signal, or will you get like emails from him, or?
No, I don't think I've ever received an email from him.
Okay. So how did y'all share the software development if you never emailed?
He can send files through Signal.
Okay.
Do you know what company Jim was selling or brokering the software to?
No.
He wouldn't know?
No. I mean, he said different, like at some points he said Microsoft, at some points he said, maybe there would be a government use, but I was never sure, and I thought that was kind of part of the point for him was that he didn't want me to know.
Okay.
that you're telling me I didn't scatter Mindy's ashes.
What's that?
I didn't scatter Mindy's ashes?
You didn't scatter Mindy's ashes. What about what happened next? What you remember next?
You didn't scatter Mindy's ashes. He just
honestly, things have, things have been kind of quiet lately.
Let me ask you again about Jim, just to make sure I understand. How did you meet Jim?
He showed up at the house one day. I was at work and spoke with Mindy.
Okay. And came to the house where?
Alexandria.
Okay. So and then he kind of followed y'all down and kept following you and.
Yeah. I don't know where he was normally. I don't know where he resides. I don't know.
And he says he's a white male.
White male, probably late 40s, light brown hair, gray on his temples. I don't know. Between 5'10" and 6 foot, I would guess.
Okay.
Fairly slim.
He's a Slim Jim.
Do you know where he could have been originally from or what company he worked for?
No.
Okay.
No, he didn't.
He just first introduced as FBI.
Yeah, I wasn't there that day. Later on, when we asked about it, there were so during like 2018 and 2019, there were there's just points where things would get like really scary, and and there was a weekend where he said he felt that we would be safer leaving the house for the weekend. I think it was a holiday weekend.
So he's just doing this basically for free?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he works basically security for free?
Yeah.
Okay. And he moved multiple states?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you saw him in multiple states?
We've seen him in multiple states, yeah.
So when we moved, you would see him, he would come and...
Yeah. I don't know if he
You'd see him in a new location?
We'd see him in a new location. I don't know. I've assumed that he was actually living in the, the low country area, the Savannah, Hilton Head area. When we were there, just because we saw him more often there than we'd seen him anywhere else.
And at some point, tell me about how the software thing became. Maybe I were sitting drinking beer and come up with that.
No. He had said that he could introduce me to somebody. He put me on the phone with somebody. He said, needed this, and it would be a way, when I was getting uncomfortable leaving the house every day, and was also just not happy with the position I was in at the time.
He said needed this. Describe what this is.
A way to make money.
Okay.
Yeah. So he thought it would offer a way to make money for me.
What's the software for?
There's AI analyzing large bits of it, like intelligence analysis.
Okay.
Did you have any background in that?
Yeah, I had originally majored in computer science in college. It was something I'd done in high school, and then I got to college and said, after a couple semesters that I thought I'd switch and do pre-law instead. And then
and what does Sam know about any of this?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Very little.
Does she know anything about your past with your family or anything?
Yes.
She didn't know about Jim?
No.
Okay. And why? Why did you choose not to tell her about Jim?
I felt like it has taken me, 5 years to get to a point, where I can put this behind me.
Okay.
And I didn't want her. I didn't want her to think about that.
Okay. Do you recall going to Home Depot in Savannah?
All the time.
All the time. Which Home Depot do you use?
I think I went to 2 different ones, but the one I went to more is across the street from Parker's.
Okay. You familiar with Victory Drive?
Victory Drive, that's it. Yep.
Do you remember during this time doing a purchase and a knife?
I think so. I think I purchased a couple of things. There were issues at the house with.
Thank you, Wayne.
With mosquitoes coming up from underneath the house.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I didn't know where they were getting in. So.
Okay. So this was the knife was for mosquitoes to try to determine.
It was to cut screen.
Okay.
So I had in the house I thought they were somehow entering the HVAC somewhere. What I think was actually happening was that they were when they were coming into the house one way, then they would get in the HVAC and move from room to room.
Do you recall, is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
That's you. And is that the knife you used?
I think so.
Okay. And was this the...
Yeah, I think so.
You recall that time said the date stamp, being the 29th?
I don't recall. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm sure that's right.
Okay.
I think it was in the car. I think I just saw it.
It was in your car?
I believe so. I mean, the insurance company has the car, so
Okay.
I believe that and the GPS were in the back section. So you get into the very back. You can lift up the like a panel.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a little
Cover hole?
Yeah. So I thought that it and the GPS,
So the GPS.
an extension cord, like stuff like that, were in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that I had it because I left a lot of stuff. With Mindy's dad.
Okay.
A footstool I used to get up and all the because it's all like they were all on the roof.
Okay.
You're a tall guy.
Yeah, but they're not that tall.
What next? What happened next?
I woke up yesterday morning
Okay.
and
And what are you doing as far as work-wise now?
right now I'm looking for my next position.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna restart my law license.
Okay.
That hasn't been an active status in some time,
And what does your wife do?
she works for a food technology company.
Okay. And does she have any kids?
She has one daughter.
And did you talk to her since your arrest?
No,
Okay.
I don't know her phone number. I guess it's a.
Just been trusted. It's always going to be on the cell phone.
Yeah. That's exactly it. I haven't had to consider a cell phone and a number without a cell phone.
And you mentioned about giving the guys, giving Jim a DNA test sample. Would you be willing to give us one?
Yeah.
Okay. Once you get back to Georgia, we'll be able to have some more information.
We're about done with this one.
How long until I'm back?
Yeah, so the transport is probably, let's see what the day is. It's probably one day next week.
Okay.
See, the city here is going to be Lancaster, and it's Lancaster County as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They like that.
Virginia has that too. You have like Fairfax County and Fairfax, Virginia. Then the cities are their own counties. It's weird.
It's better than Louisiana. It's got parishes. So they're little mini states.
Not much you fill out there and there. And that basically is the waiver of constitutional rights. I'll let you read it though. Just go through it and I'll get swabs.
When Jim's car, you'll know if I
Yeah, I mean, it was different ones. Yeah, I mean, it made me think sometimes he was renting or. The one day I went to the camera was like a sedan, I think dark, like a dark gray or black.
That's when they want to target?
Yeah. I believe also in the Victory Drive area, that target. Yeah, I think there's a target there. I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know if it's...
That's a big plaza. Big plaza.
Does that camera record anything, or was it just live feed?
I think it was just live feed. Like I get like alerts on my phone.
Okay. And was it up during the time that Mimi was at the hospital?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see anybody come up there from the house during that period?
I don't recall. I don't remember checking it.
Okay.
I mean, like I would mostly like check it like when like Frank and Betsy were coming back, or when I was about to come back, just to make sure there was nobody sitting out front. Like you got a lot of traffic there, so like the little things were always going. Like the little alerts.
Without it. Just coming from that side. Just open up. The same way it's not painful or anything, you know how it is. Okay. So what I'm going to do is get you just to initial it or sign it.
How did she die?
Cause of manner is going to be an official report, but that's something we probably don't need to release right now.
Oh, okay.
We may be able to ask from our district attorney to be able to tell you that when you get back.
Okay.
So you went to 21 years in Boston?
School, yeah. High school, 4 years of undergrad, 3 years of law school, and then an LLM program, which was, I think it took me 2 years.
What colleges did you go to?
Boston University, Northeastern Law, and then Georgetown for the LLM.
Okay.
No, VA through the Navy. While you were in the Navy, you did all that?
No, so the Navy only sends you to law school if you are already like an officer, like, and you've done a couple years. So I did college and law school on my own, and then I used the GI Bill for the LLM.
How long were you in the Navy for?
10 years.
10 years.
So I came on active duty 2 2008. I guess I left active duty 2017, but I had some reserve time before, I had inactive reserve time before, and then drilling reserve time after.
What made you decide to get out?
The moving, the Navy JAG Corps puts a big impetus on geographic diversity, as they call it. So.
Geographic diversity.
Yeah, so we were talking about starting a family, and
I'll read your wait till I get the other one if you want to. I gotta split up. So, you put the date on there for me too?
I think it's
13.
May? May 13th? Right about there.
Sign it now.
So if you don't mind me asking, when was the last time you were discharged from bed?
I think things started getting bad 2017.
A lot of stuff happened in 2017.
Yeah.
Any particular reason that it went bad between you and him?
I don't know. So it started with Chris and me. Things getting bad, and I was seeing a therapist at the time who felt that there were some really unhealthy family dynamics, and that I should set some boundaries, and the reaction. I spent a lot of time really thinking through how to frame things, and thought that it was kind of a not asking him to take sides, but that the reaction was awful.
Did you and your brother, what was your brother's name?
Chris.
Chris, did you and Chris get along when they were younger, or just
when we were younger, we did, yeah.
So pretty much just Mindy was more than.
Yeah, they had a kind of series of conversations that went very poorly, and
What politics was it?
so not directly though. Like at one point, like she posted something that was about politics, and he took it to be very personal.
Date it to you.
23. Wait, how many?
23, 5, 13, 23.
I don't know if I hit these 23. I'm
We'll
sorry.
find one right date. Transfer so it matters.
Yeah, it was the day that Congressman Scalise was shot in Alexandria, and she posted something about like how toxic things are, that this is happening, and
What kind of work did she do on that?
she worked at an advocacy company called the ASPBA, the American Society for Plastic Bag something. So she did advocacy work for the plastic bag industry.
Okay.
Then she left that to run an event company and launch a podcast about women.
Okay. And that was back early,
Yeah. So that was late 2017. I think she started that.
How did you meet her?
Well, we met online on like a dating app.
Okay.
I forget which one. Only Fish or something.
Did he say OnlyFans or
Some things we
Only
can't
Fish?
answer. Well, yeah, I'll tell you we can. But if you have any questions, of us.
Is there a dating app called OnlyFish?
I don't know. I don't even know what to think about this. I mean, this is.
So when you get back to Georgia next week, we'll sit down with you again.
Okay.
As we get your ride to Savannah, we'll try to help.
Okay.
So be thinking more about that location.
Okay.
It's going to be very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you can think of?
Just how was y'all's relationship throughout the entire marriage? Y'all good?
I mean, we had some really stressful couple of years, but.
What stressed you out about just the moves? Or?
Yeah, the moves, feeling like we were in danger, the stuff with Frank, Frank, I felt like Frank really changed, and, I don't know if it was, the stuff with his boss or his accident or just, he just got sick of us, but.
You talking about a brother?
Yeah, I'm sorry, her brother.
What about her father? How'd you get along with him?
I got along well with him. They had always had a difficult relationship, and got worse at certain points. He's somebody who likes to make jokes at other people's expense. It is what it is. I think they had a very hard time, getting along over the years.
Well, what about your relationship with Betsy? How was that?
Good. I mean, I thought of her as a mother. She's, me and she were very, very close.
Earlier when I told you I was from Liberty County, you looked taken aback. It's outside Savannah in Georgia.
Okay.
And obviously this kid investigation involves my jurisdiction. So have you ever been to Liberty County or know anything? I mean, you said you stayed at home a lot.
Yeah, I mean not to the best of my knowledge, but it's possible.
Okay. Day-to-day activities, you pretty much work on the computer?
Worked on the computer, yeah. Take out the dog, work on the computer, see what Mindy needed,
Did she have any hobbies or activities that you wanted to do? Or?
See what Mindy did.
She had been reading a lot, she liked to color, she had talked about, doing something creative again, I think she really enjoyed the...
Hey, this is Tracy upstairs. We were just letting you know.
You had spy on Mindy?
Downstairs in the interview room. I was just letting you know we were finishing up. Sergeant Fisher is who I'm looking for.
So you don't have only Fish? You don't remember?
Yeah, he was supposed to come let us back out.
Place you went to?
Yeah, we went to a restaurant called Blackwall Hitch in Alexandria. It was our first day. It's down by the water.
That's good. Yeah. I said, we'll be back in town. Appreciate you talking with us.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There goes.
4 to 6.
All right. I think he's patting himself on the back saying, did pretty well.
All right.
Do you mind if Agent Sands steps down?
I have no objection, Your Honor.
Not sure what you just said. Missed it. No further questions from the
All right,
state.
ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that will complete the presentation of evidence today.
Ooh.
So we're done for the weekend. Of course, I hope you have a great weekend, but I want to emphasize very strongly that you not have any access to any media accounts regarding this trial. It is so important that we maintain the integrity of this jury. So please abide by the previous discussions. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday at 8:45. Thank you very much.
As they leave, I think we've got a little case in Judge Middleton's court today to pop in on. Give us a minute here. Jim McIntyre counter went up to 110, and it could have been probably 150, quite honestly. She said we don't have any further questions. And there was no cross. Who do you wink at? Is that his tick? He's got that left eye blink.
All right, the jury's out. We are adjourned.
There we go. Just like that. Jury's gone. We're not going to do anything else. They are done for the day. We're not quite done. We've got a little bit more to watch. So let me see if I can get that fired up for you. Where are we at? Let's see. Judge Simpson's doing his thing. Where's Judge Middleton? Judge Middleton. Paging Judge Middleton. Okay. There he is. An hour ago. That wasn't it. Let's see. Okay. Landlord Tenant Matters 3B District Court, August 8th. It's this one. And we're going to be about 15 minutes in, roughly. Give me a second here. Let's have a few people drop out. I think it might be this whole thing. Might be this whole thing. Let's give it a quick listen. Okay, here we go. Y'all see? Turn Jim off. Buffer 52. What's this?
All right, we're back. We're on a very tight schedule this morning, but we are moving forward, sideways, backwards.
Brand count 52. Thank you. Thank you for that. Appreciate the count. I was told this is a wild little landlord-tenant issue with possibly a squatter involved. And you know how I like talking about squatters on properties.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Bland.
Hello, Judge.
I'm going to call your case. It'll take a minute. Clifton Harder.
Yeah, that'd be great because I'm in another Zoom, so I'm sorry.
Casey James Clapp, and others. I have received a dismissal order signed by you. And you and Mr. Bush have resolved this matter, and this case is dismissed, which I was hoping it would do after you guys were working on this. So I'll indicate brief record made.
And Judge, if I could just tell you briefly, we did sell the house. There's been a closing. Deed's been transferred. So it's all pretty done.
Pretty done.
Very good.
Wrapped up and put a bow on it.
All right, thank you, Victor. Say hello to whatever judge you're in front of.
It's Judge Namita Sharma. So
well, tell Judge Namita I said hello. She's a friend of mine.
Hey, all right, thanks, Judge. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, bye. All right, we have 2 damage hearings set simultaneously.
Oh, sweet.
Miss Wilson, your lawyer, Meg Bauer, is meeting with legal aid or with Mr. Boersma in the breakout room right now. So she's here and she's talking with the lawyer for the other side.
All right,
so you stay right there. I have Daniel Penn versus Pete Edwards and Brittany Bauman.
Brittany's here.
Mr. Penn, would you join us?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm not a cat.
Could you turn your camera on?
I'm trying.
Miss Bauman, is Mr. Edwards with you?
He is currently downloading the app, and I'm going to help him log in. He is trying to get it downloaded on his phone. But he's right here next to me on the couch.
All right, that's fine. That's good enough.
We can share a phone.
That'll work.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just trying to figure out how to. If you can't see me, I'm not sure.
You did have it on earlier.
He doesn't have his shirt on for court.
All right, the title of this case is Daniel Penn versus Pete Edwards and Brittany Bauman. We had a judgment that entered in March, and the defendants vacated the property. We left open the issue of money damages, and the plaintiff has filed a complaint for supplemental money damages. A lot, $12,807.
Whoa.
Is what he's asking for. And it's very vague. We've got rent, $5,200, electric, garbage, and then a great big fat other, which doesn't tell me anything, which is $4,800. So, Mr. Penn, I wish you could turn your camera on so I could see you.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I see on the upper hand says Dan's iPhone, but I'm trying to wait a second. I think I see.
There we go.
Okay, I figured it out. Can you see me now?
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Ms. Bauman, if you could move where the window isn't behind you, I could see you better. That's much better.
Tons better.
All right. Ms. Bauman,
Teddy bear was also creeping me out.
Guessing you don't agree that you owe him $12,552.
No, sir, I do not.
All right, this isn't a very good supplemental complaint. I can't really tell what's what. But let's start out with the rent. Now, one problem is they allocated 5 minutes for this hearing. I have another hearing that sets at 11:05. So there isn't enough time to do what we need to do here, but let's start. Mr. Penn, you contend that rent is $5,200. How did you come up with that figure?
Well, it was, they ran my electric bill up to about $900, which I can absorb a couple hundred of that per month. And they was in arrears.
All right, well, let's stop for a minute. You're sitting in your truck. You don't have any paper in front of you. You're suing these people for $12,000. and you have the burden of proof. So how did you come up with the charge of $5,200 for rent?
Well, the thing of it, I have that, but it's on my phone, and I can't access that at the same time I'm doing this.
Blame Zoom for losing your lawsuit.
Bottom line is, there was $800 a month due for rent, and then there was utilities, and they froze my water pipes, and they burned up my stove. That was $500
just a minute. Would you both all please raise your right hand?
Everybody, all together. Let's join.
You all swear or affirm any testimony in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief.
I do.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
All right.
I'm not getting married here.
I do.
Oh, now he says I do. Teammate, it's the other hand. Oh, wait, that's the back of your hand. You're good. You're good. Never mind.
Miss Bauman, how much do you believe the rent arrearage was?
I'm not sure, but I know we were paying all the way up to February, and we shouldn't have been because our furnace was not proper. It did not work. We did our best to stay warm. I don't know where he's coming up with all of the electric because we froze. We did not use electric heaters. I know there was an electric heater in the garage, and there was electric heaters to keep the chickens warm.
And I know the water was working just fine and dandy the day we left it.
Chickens
I mean, the only reason it wasn't working is because the water wasn't working is because he shut it off.
And the water pipes were leaking. I was the one doing the constant maintenance on any repairs to that apartment in the first place, along with all the numerous pounds of rodent feces we cleaned up for them too that had been.
Do you say pounds?
Who knows
numerous
how long?
Pounds?
And we have all pictures and evidence of that. We sent it to a legal aid lawyer, and I'm not sure if they declined to show up today or if they had.
They're here. They're here. Let me wait a minute. And she's in a breakout room. Did you have a security deposit?
No, the first month we moved in was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and I paid him the first month's rent, which was $800, which is all I could afford at the time, because that's all I made was $800. So I was paying him $800. That was my entire check.
All right, well, slow down. Now, Mr. Penn, you're the plaintiff, and you're woefully ill-prepared to pursue a $12,000 lawsuit. You don't have a pencil in your hand. You don't have a scrap of paper. You don't have any documents. You don't have the electric bill. You don't have the lease. You can't. This $4,800, I'm not sure where that came from. You just plucked it out of the air, or there's other issues. Now we just lost him. All right, there he's back. Miss Fowler, you indicate you've got stuff, including pictures and other things, which you wish me to consider.
Yes.
So, all right. So we aren't going to be able to do this. Neither one of you are prepared to proceed with a $12,000 lawsuit. But you do both agree that there's no security deposit. Yeah. I'm waiting for legal aid to come back in to see whether they are have any input on this.
Well, sir,
Mr. Penn, go ahead. Mr. Penn, go ahead.
Yes. Yes, it is a little difficult doing this over Zoom. I have
well, you can do it over
documents.
Zoom. You could just do a better job of it than zooming in from your truck while you're on the way from somewhere to somewhere else. You zoomed in all right, but you're just not prepared to do this.
Well, it's. I have all kinds of proof and evidence and documents. If there was a way that I could send them to you or email them to you,
well, that's what a trial is. That was set for today. So I'm about ready to bounce the whole thing out of here. But what I'm going to do is set it for a live hearing. And the parties are going to have to come here to the courthouse. And I don't know when that is yet. But I'm waiting for a legal aid.
I think
I know that what he considers evidence is just pictures of garbage around the place that had been left there by tenants before us, and is all, as far as anybody knows, is all pre-existing to whoever he had there before.
All right, well, we'll get into it. There's a lot. First thing we haven't even decided is how much is the rent. He's asking for $5,200 in rent, which you disagree with. The only thing we do agree on is there's no security deposit, but that's rent from when to when. I don't understand.
Sir, the last time that I received any money from them was $600, which was in November, but was applied toward the October payment that wasn't paid, and that's all I received ever since then. So $800.
Jury member.
Yeah, they still owe $200 at that point just for the rent, and they drug their heels, did not move until they was forcefully removed.
All right, well, that may all be true. Stop. That may all be true. But you're the plaintiff. You can't just come in and throw some spaghetti in the wall, hope it will stick. You have to establish beyond a preponderance that what this stuff is. So we're going to have to start with how much is rent? How much was it per month? When was it last paid? Which months are we talking about? November, December, February, March, April? Have to figure that number out. Then we're going to have to see the electric bills and see if they total of $1,845. They allege that the furnace didn't work, so there should be abatement of rent. The rent should either be reduced or excused. There are other issues that you're asking for $4,800 of other, and I have no idea what that is. Now, Ms. Bauman indicated they had spoken to you. This is Daniel Penn versus Pete Edwards and Brittany Bauman. They had some contact with legal aid. What can you tell me about that one?
I can tell you that Elaine was kind enough to send us the supplemental complaint. I think on Monday. I'm losing a little track of my days this week. And I had some serious concerns about it. I couldn't evaluate or advise Ms. Bauman without seeing that supplemental complaint, or so until I saw it, I should say. I had some serious concerns about it. I don't believe that this property was up to code in the first place or an authorized rental, so I'm not sure that the plaintiff's entitled to anything. But in light of preparing for Ms. Wilson this morning, and the fact that I didn't have the supplemental complaint in a reasonable amount of time, I told Ms. Bauman if I had time to speak with her, I would. Otherwise,
all right, well, I'm going to have to reset this. Mr. Penn's in his truck somewhere between one place and another place. He doesn't have any of the documentation. You raised an issue that had not been raised, whether this is even a legal rental. Now, the townships are Wild West. There's no zoning. And I don't think there was a lease. I don't think I ever had a copy of a lease. So there's a lot of uncertainty here, but neither party is prepared to go forward at this point, and I'm going to continue this matter for a live, everybody comes into the courthouse damage hearing.
Awesome.
At least 30 days out. We'll give legal aid an opportunity to meet with the clients and discuss it further. Mr. Penn, there are several issues. There's one issue regarding the habitability of the premises. There's another issue regarding what's called abatement of rent. They're claiming the furnace didn't work, so rent should either be reduced or excused. There are some other issues that they were going to raise. So this is more complicated than something. It was scheduled for 5 minutes. I'm not sure how that happened, but neither party's ready to proceed, and I don't know where to put this. So we're going to adjourn this. It'll be more than 30 days away, which will probably take us into late September, early October. But we'll revisit it. We'll have you come here with all your documents, your electric bills. I don't know what constitutes $4,800. You can't just put other $4,800 and expect me to grant it. So we will address that further, but I'm going to reset it. So I'll give you each a notice when I get the new date, and we'll provide that. Ms. Baumann, my advice to you is you continue to call legal aid and try to set up an appointment with them. But Ms. Bauer's about to be busy with me in another case. So Mr. Penn, we'll have a more formal hearing where everybody's here in the courtroom. You're good to... All right, Ms. Baumann, you continue to call legal aid.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right, now pause.
Now,
pause.
I think I've got Mr.
No, we're not going to go to that one. There's another one that you need to see that was, it was this one right here. This is what we're waiting for. This is
But this eviction is going to cause problems for my future because nobody's going to want to rent to
Back up. Let him call the case.
on payment. That's not where I
Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's see where we are. Here we go.
Case would be dismissed, in which case we would assist you in filing, or the attorney would file what's known as a conditional order of dismissal. The first matter we're going to take up is V squared versus Hively and others. Natasha Hively is here. Carissa Finneman-Rarick is here on behalf of V squared, and John Bush is representing them.
So I'm covering up the lawyer for the other lady on the bottom.
All right, Gary Coy was in for a brief second. Am I supposed to call this guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, Roberta Coy is here too, but I put her in too soon,
Put her in where?
the conference room, because Rachel Harris, the 9:10 one.
Why don't you? All right. Why don't you bring her in here?
Bring her in here?
Mhm.
Okay, will do.
It's going to get crowded. Here we go.
All right.
Ma'am, can you not play with your phone during court? Thank you.
This is filed as a demand for non-payment of rent. This is a new complex just on the edge of Centerville with 54 units in it. Is that correct?
Wow.
Yes.
And the rents are about $1,000 a month. And I had expected once the place was up, we'd start to see cases from there. We haven't seen very many, but we're starting to see them. Also here on the complaint, are Sarah Strout and Joseph Whitaker. Ms. Hively has a personal protection order against Joseph Whitaker.
Nice. It's always good to start
Which
with
is
video.
file number 25234PP, which prohibits Mr. Whitaker from coming to that address. And that order was issued by Judge Pattison in March.
This one gets crazy.
Well, the posture of the case is in right now, it's a demand for non-payment of rent, that the rent is delinquent. Mr. Bush has provided me with a accounting sheet, which I greatly appreciate. At this point through August, Mr. Bush, you contend the rent arrearage is $3,000
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bush plays Tim
with
Cook.
$213 in cost,
in movies,
67 cents, and $120 in late fees. Through August, the amount is $3,333.67. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Hively, you sent me a letter and set forth the background here, and I'm aware of the circumstances. I also got some other correspondence and some emails. But this is simply a matter of whether the rent is paid or not. At this point, they contend that your rent through August is $3,000, which means it hasn't been paid in June, July, or August. What's your position?
I sent you a copy of the payment history.
Yes.
I do believe it was paid in June.
Did you just have July and August?
I'm not 100% sure, but.
Well, you sent me this thing. It shows March, April, May. That doesn't show June.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, Your Honor. I'm not opposed to non-payment. That's not where I had asked for a written early termination due to domestic violence because he would not leave the property and nobody was making him leave the property.
She's only on the phone. I think we just got a
Well,
phone
it's
call.
not the landlord can make him leave the property with a legal action, but they can't just force him out. But theoretically, he was in violation of the PPO, and the sheriff should have been. So are you no longer there?
I left there in March, and then I asked in March, I sent you a screenshot of mine and her conversations where I asked for an early termination due to the events that were taking place and the abuse that was taking place. Because I could no longer stay there and nobody was forcing him out.
All right.
Oh,
Let's talk about this. So are you willing to just relinquish the unit?
Are we taking a tour of the unit right now?
Do you have all your stuff out?
No, I ended up, I went there one day with the police officers. They still wouldn't make him leave even with the PPO order. I don't know why. They didn't give me an explanation. I was able to grab one carload of things and we fled to another state because he was threatening to kill me. But this eviction is going to cause problems for my future because nobody's going to want to rent to me because of his abuse and his choices and his decision. And I didn't have anybody supporting me to get away from him.
Coffee time with Susie.
All
right, for
so
exercise with.
You're out. You're not
Moto G.
living there, but all your stuff is still there.
Yeah, I just pretty much washed my hands of the whole situation. I don't want nothing to do with him. He was still there up until I guess the police officers made him leave. Yeah, I just don't want anything to do with that man or my belongings. I can start over. That's fine.
Sir?
Is he there?
Yes, I'm here right now.
All right. Well, you're late to your own party.
No, I've been trying to log in, but it wasn't working. Sir, she has charges.
Well, just a minute. Just a minute. Are you Joseph Whitaker?
I am, sir.
All right. I ask you to take your hat off.
Your Honor, I even have an email from Joseph Whitaker.
Stop.
Hold, please.
All right. Mr. Whitaker, are you still at this apartment?
Now he's frozen.
Now he's frozen. Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Are you still living there at this address?
I am. Yes.
All right. Well, you got to pay the rent. You owe $3,000 in rent, $213 in court costs, and $120 in late fees. So the total amount of rent due is $3,333.67.
I applied for the MDHHS, the SER, the SIR application. I'm just waiting to hear back.
All right. One of the problems is the personal protection order that's in effect prohibits you from being at 219 Venture Boulevard, Apartment 1. So you have a personal protection order in effect that says you're not supposed to live there.
It shouldn't be in effect anymore. I had went in and what is it
still
called?
is, Your Honor.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I called and made sure from the judge.
Stop, Mr. Whitaker. The order is in effect. You don't just call up and ask them to drop it. Judge Pattison orders
I didn't call. I actually went there. I even tried to serve her. I tried to serve her papers to go to court for that, and she never showed up.
All right. The PPO is in effect. You're not supposed to be living there, but she's not there, so I guess maybe it's not as important. I can't imagine they're going to give you money to pay your rent on a place that you're not supposed to be living at. But the law requires I adjourn this for 7 days.
Okay.
And then I'm going to tell you that you owe $3,333.67 by 10 days from next Friday, which would be 26 months. I'm sorry?
That was on her end. I don't know.
Yeah, Miss Hively, what did you want to say?
No, that wasn't me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was just
anyway, Miss Hively, you're out of there, so it's less crucial for you because you don't really care. If he doesn't pay the rent, he has to move out, and that's up to him.
I had to leave. I didn't have a choice. He wouldn't leave. I even have an email from him saying, "Please don't kick me out." That's why he ended up putting his hands on me.
No, I never put her. I never.
Stop. This isn't a PPO hearing. It's a non-payment of rent hearing.
Yeah.
And we're quite busy next Friday.
Susie's here. She's the one that was yelling.
10:30, 11.
Embarrassing.
John, you're going to have several of these. How about if we continue this to 8:30 on Friday, August 15th? Does that work for you? Oh, that's the first. That's Judge Pattison's pretrial date.
Are you talking the 18th, Your Honor?
Yes, the 15th, Friday the 15th.
Okay, I have one already with you. I have one pretrial right now scheduled early that morning. I think I have something.
Which case do you have with me?
I don't know. I think it's set about 10:30.
Memory Lane at 10:30. Let's set this for 10:40.
That should work.
August 15th. All right, Miss Hively.
Yes, sir.
You're also welcome to be here. I'm going to tell him that the rent has to be paid or he's subject to being evicted. It's unlikely he's going to get emergency financial assistance for a house he's not supposed to be in. But we'll see where that goes. If the rent is paid, then you get to stay. If the rent is not paid, then he's going to have to move out by August 25th or be subject to being evicted. But we will revisit this entire matter next Friday at 10:40.
Your Honor, can we make where is Sarah Stout, the other defendant?
Yeah, where is Sarah Stout?
I'm here.
All right, who is she?
She's named in the complaint.
Yeah, how are you related to this, Miss Stout?
She was my roommate.
All right, so she's with Natasha.
Your Honor, a minute, can I say something as well?
Yes.
Sarah moved Joseph in. Joseph is never even on the lease. We rented to Tasha and Sarah. I didn't move.
I moved in the same time they did.
No, he wasn't welcome there, Your Honor, and I have proof of it if you need it.
Stop lying, dude. You gave me the house key. Stop lying.
All right.
Your Honor, like I said, I have proof if you need it.
Oh, yes, and I do too. God.
Well, let's take a look at the lease. Well, anyway.
I actually moved in before they did, to be honest with you, a week before they did.
Well, you're not on the lease.
Well, I didn't know that.
You're not on the lease, and you're not supposed to be there pursuant to a personal protection order. They're not going to give you any financial assistance to live there. You're not on the lease. So
I went to court for that PP order. I don't know why it's saying it's active.
Go to court. It hasn't been dismissed.
It should have been.
Well, perhaps, but it has not been. He's not on the lease. So I don't know what the deal is, but somebody's got to pay the rent. And Natasha and Sarah are not going to pay it. So my advice to you, Mr. Whitaker, is you find another place to move to, because I'm going to give you 10 days from next Friday to move. They're not going to give you any emergency financial assistance for a property on which you're not on the lease. So, all right, we'll address this further next Friday. That took us
I
much.
have a question. This is Natasha.
Yes?
Is this eviction going to be on my record?
It will be unless we otherwise resolve it.
So, due to no fault of my own and nobody making him leave, it's going to be on my record.
Hey, take responsibility, Natasha.
I'm going to mute him. Yes. Nobody put you in a relationship with him. I'm not sure what happened.
No. I wasn't in a relationship with him. I'm trying to tell you. I have an email from him telling him not to kick him out, and I told him he was never welcome there in the first place. Sarah had a relationship with him. Her and I had an agreement. He was not supposed to be there. He was not welcome
that's
there.
on you guys. But yes, it will go on your record unless it's somehow otherwise resolved. So I'll see you next Friday at 10:40.
Your Honor, do I need to be here too?
Are you Sarah?
Yes, I am Sarah.
Oh, I didn't realize you. Yes, you're welcome to be there too, Sarah. So you were in the relationship with Joseph?
Yes.
All right, this is even more complicated than I thought. I thought she was. Yes, but as far as I can see, you don't want to come back there anyway. So yes, you should all come back. All right, thank you. I'll remove you as well. So Sarah was here. She was not properly named. I didn't know who she was. All right, we're off like a herd of turtles. Mr. Whitaker, I'm going to remove you also and send you into the great wide open.
Into the great wide open.
Let's bring in Meg Bauer.
A herd of turtles, yes.
And somebody named Samsung, which is an actual name.
Meg's the legal aid. We've seen her.
Good morning, Meg.
Good morning, Meg.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, John. Sorry, I missed.
You missed a lot of fun so far. We had a couple of unruly defendants. And I've got people that are having trouble logging in. Samsung has just come in. Who am I speaking with? Samsung phone. Who am I speaking with? I would live 3 years longer if I didn't spend this much of my time asking people who they were. Samsung phone. Who am I speaking with?
Whoever just cleared their throats.
All right, then I got a couple other people. John, your client, Mr. Pearson's having trouble logging in, so I'm going to send him an email invitation. I don't know. He's been in here before. I'm not sure what happened.
Just pound away on the keyboard, send an email. The invite to the Zoom room. I love this, Judge.
Further, oh boy. make things interesting. I theoretically got a bunch of criminal cases at 10 o'clock. We're not going to be there. But let me try this again.
I love this judge.
All right, and I've got some other guy who can't log in, Adam Stevens.
We'll just call.
That's the 910 case, Your Honor.
We'll just call him now. Don't do a DTMF decoder on this. I'm not trying to give away his phone number. Judge calls you for court. Why are you not here? I love that he calls people. Samsung's here.
Please. The number you have dialed is not in service.
No.
Check the number and
Samsung figured out the camera.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Eric Pearson. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Pearson. Yes, I sent you an invitation, and you apparently clicked on it. So I got Mr. Stevens, who his phone number doesn't work. Let me try this again. All these things diminish our efficiency.
I apologize for being a problem, Your Honor.
Oh, it's all right. We're used to it. Bumps in the road.
Somebody listening.
Good morning. Is this Adam Stevens?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is Judge Middleton. This is file number 251410LT. Mr. Stevens, you're a defendant in a landlord-tenant proceeding. You're late, and I was able to call you and make this connection.
Yes, sir.
I've also got some other people who I'm going to bring in here. Kevin Griffin is here. Rachel Harris is here. What's your name, ma'am? Ma'am, here in the court?
Susie?
Roberta, what's your last name?
Coy, C-O-Y.
All right. I had Gary Coy on for just a blip. All right. For all the others that are here for landlord-tenant case, I'll go through this again. As a defendant in a landlord-tenant proceeding, you have the right to have legal representation. If you cannot afford an attorney, a legal aid attorney may be available to help you. It's not guaranteed, but Attorney Megan Bauer is here from Legal Aid on the feed this morning and watching the proceedings. You have a right to a trial by a jury or by the court. If you wish to have a jury trial, you must tell me at this first appearance or file a written demand within 5 days, and either way be prepared to pay the $50 jury demand fee unless the court waives it for your inability to pay. You have a right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is located. If the plaintiff is agreeable and both parties would like to have their matter referred for mediation, the court can do that. Help set it up. If you reach an agreement with the plaintiff, that means a consent judgment is entered. We could enter what's called a conditional order of dismissal. So we started out with a bumpy road and we're still on it. So let's talk to our next case, which is V Squared Ventures versus Rachel Harris and Adam Stevens. Rachel Harris is here in the conference room and Adam Stevens is here by telephone. Let me make a note here. And Carissa Finnerman-Rarick of the V Squared is present. And Rachel Harris in conference room.
Fridays must just be like the Advil day.
Mr. Bush has provided me with an accounting breakdown of what he alleges the arrearage to be. These units are renting for $1,000 a month, June, July, and August, plus late fees of $120 plus court costs is $3,389. Mr. Bush, is that correct?
Those numbers are correct as far as I know, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Harris, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
And Mr. Stevens, you're gone?
Paul's here,
I'm
though.
still at the address.
Oh, okay.
He's on the phone. Judge called him up.
So are you both living there?
Yes, Your Honor.
At the current time, yes, sir.
But you're split up?
Yes.
Oh, we're not together, yes. We've been as known as roommates at the current time.
So they had a
Well,
falling
Mr.
out.
Stevens, you could have just come to the courthouse. You're only a quarter of a mile away rather than have me call you on a neighbor's telephone. Well, you guys either have to pay the rent or move out. What's your position?
I have a daughter. Go ahead, Adam.
Just a minute. Ms. Harris, you go first.
I have a job interview on the 11th at 2 o'clock. I had lost my current job when I had moved into this village. And my understanding was Keystone was paying my rent.
Well, now nobody's paying it. I had expected to get lots of cases. I didn't know Keystone was paying some of these. $1,000 a month for those smaller units. They were all immediately filled, but $1,000 a month is a lot for our folks. Maybe not in the greater world, but Keystone's not paying your rent, and neither is Mr. Harris or Mr. Stevens. So I'm going to continue this matter to next Friday, August 15th at 10:45.
Okay.
And if you get some emergency assistance, it can help. You have to pay the entire amount. Payment of partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction. So you have to pay the whole thing. If you can't pay it, you're subject to being evicted within 10 days after the hearing next week. So you have essentially until August 25th to pay the rent, late fees, and court costs, or you're subject to being evicted. But we will address this further. Mr. Stevens, if you can't get here, you come to the courthouse. I don't want to do this by telephone. Ms. Harris is here. She just made it down the street. So I don't want to do it by phone. So I either do it by Zoom or live next Friday at 10:45 a.m. Ms. Harris, did you say you did ask for help?
Yes, I did. I did a CR form. I got denied of that, and I also got a little legal aid.
Legal aid is here with their phone number on screen. Thanks.
All
Mike,
right,
for
let's just say, for example, they'll pay your half of the rent. Well, that won't fix it. You have to pay the whole rent. It's $1,000 a month. So I'm not sure. Mr. Stevens, do you have any source of income?
Off and on, yes, sir. But I'm also in the meantime of trying to get some assistance from a couple of gentlemen that I know myself, and also I also wanted to put it out there. In the process of us staying here, why Keystone was paying our rent for us before they stopped, we had a complaint, I guess, as a small eviction of supposedly smoking cigarettes and marijuana inside the apartment. That was our first eviction towards me. Well, how come we're only the ones getting complained about when 95% of the apartments do it here?
I don't know the answer to that. It's in your lease.
Then there was another complaint supposedly about somebody breaking into one of the apartments here using the bathroom going number 2, and I got asked asked to lift up one of my shoes from one of the maintenance workers. And I said, here you go. I said, what's going on? He said, well, we had somebody, I guess, got one of the...
All right, well, you're telling me more than I really want to know. So we'll address this next Friday at 10:45. You guys have either got to pay the rent or be subject to being evicted. I didn't know Keystone was going to get involved in these. That's a recipe for disaster, because they're going to pay a couple months rent, and then the money's going to run out, and the people won't be able to afford $1,000 a month. But I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I will see you next Friday at 10:45, either by Zoom or live. All right, and hopefully you can get some emergency help and help get caught up on it.
We don't need that view.
All right, Mr. Stevens, I'm going to hang up on you. Thank you. I'll see you next week. All right, Miss Harris, you're good to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we've only made it through 2 cases. We're like going at a turtle rate. So Fenric, well, our first case didn't show up. So let's address that one.
Okay.
Which is...
We're going to bail on that, though. All right, it is Friday. We made it all the way to the weekend. We've finished the hearing, or the case, the trial day of day 4. In the Nicholas Kassotis trial, we are either halfway or a third of the way through that trial. It was slated for 2 to 3 weeks. This was our first week. It's complete. And the state is moving right through witnesses quite quickly. So it's possible that we could actually be done before the end of this week if that's on schedule. So, man, I got the hiccups now suddenly. It's only 4 o'clock, but I'm going to let you guys have an early afternoon out and begin your weekend early. I've got some things to do around here. I think Mrs. R.A. is going to be back with the groceries here any minute now, and I've got to bring them in. So we'll do that. And then, of course, here's my commitment to you. The shower door in the bathroom is going to be up this weekend. It's already partially up. I just need, it's heavy. We bought one of those heavy glass bifold doors. Costs like more than a shower should. But I need somebody to hold it up so I can like shim it in place so they can drill and then lock it in place. That's what we need to do. So I've got that going. It's going to be up by the end of the weekend. Yay for 2 showers in a house. That's how it should be if you have 6+ people living here. And other than that, we're going to kick back and take it easy, right? It's going to be done. Pictures where it didn't happen. Pictures when it's all done. All right. I do recommend you do, if you didn't get a chance, go back and watch the podcast from last night. It was so much fun. I think a few minutes in, we do play a video that's a throwback from when I was in college, learning how to do all this fun stuff with cameras and computers and broadcast and all that. So go check that out and watch the whole thing. It's a lot of fun. The whole thing was worth it. So appreciate that. Big shout out to Thomas, who's experiencing the problems with modern day travel, especially air travel. Hopefully your golf clubs arrive before your tea time tomorrow. And other than that, tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone. Make their day just a little bit better. And please stay safe till we go live again. Monday morning, we're going to continue with the Nicholas Kassotis case. I can get his name right. I have to look every single time. Other than that, you guys have an absolutely wonderful weekend. Do some good things. Make some people happy. Smile, make some memories, and then come back and tell us all about it on Monday. All right? You guys be good to each other. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye. Get your gambling in now. We're almost done.
There's nothing in the order that restrains you from talking to kids.
I saw a chicken fight